actually came by way of a Pashtun village when I managed to crawl 7 miles through those mountains and wound up in that village, and they're the ones that saved my life. It's one of those things, it's something, a lot of people use those as a punchline on a word, and they really don't know what that word means until you actually experience it. I looked at it, and there was a point in time when I was in the village after they had rescued me, and the Taliban had encircled the village and were in there trying to get me every day, trying to kill me and stuff like that, and put a bounty on my head and whatnot. And they have a custom and a tradition. Once they bring somebody in and they harbor them, and they give them food and shelter, and they'll fight to the death to keep them alive. Now, I spent most of my life after 9/11. When 9/11 went down, I was pretty, I was pissed, or to say the least. And I had one objective when I went over there, and that was to wreak as much havoc and pain to those people as humanly possible to pay back for what happened up here. I used to keep a laminated picture of a woman who died in the Twin Towers, and every time I'd go out, I'd take a look at it, and I'd be like this, I got one more for you. And it was quite the conundrum when I got into that village, because I'm over here, and I did everything I can to disrupt and cause as much pain to those people as humanly possible, and even probably some of those people in that village, and here they are saving my life. I could walk out the street right now if I was shot and get a ride to the hospital, and I crawl into this village, and honor and integrity and commitment to those people is a way of life. That's how you survive.
Greg, you talked to me on my radio program today about a piece of paper that every time you guys come back from mission, you have to, it's filled out, and it's a report on how you did. Can you explain this?
Well, even for daily duties, our evaluation structure, it's a rating system that evaluates our ability to live and work by these principles and values. So I'm very proud to represent the Army today. Very proud that the Army, America's Army, to be associated with these principles and values, I think is right on target, because it's an all-volunteer force that's composed of people from small towns and big cities across this country. And when you sign on, when you take that oath, you're accepting the fact that you'll have to overcome the fear of dying many times to overcome challenges and accomplish the missions.
Could you tell, Nina, do you happen to have, did you get the sheet for me of the, because what you guys go through once you're asked after a mission, I want to read it to you, and I want to ask you, America, you tell me if you think any of our politicians, or really quite honestly, some of us could actually be held up to the same standard. Will you just tell the story that you told me right before we went on the air about what happened at the hotel? Could you tell that story?
We arrived at the hotel here in New York City, and I walked down the street, and I didn't get a lot of eye contact from anybody, and I'm kind of a touchy-feely guy, so I like talking to people, especially when I come home to America.
You're a crier.
I'm a weak one. So,
really, don't cry. I'm just saying.
Green Beret, what do you expect?
We arrived at the front desk, and there was an obvious American citizen, just like me, might have come from my kind of background. There was a bellboy. He was transporting our bags, and there was an African-American gentleman. Turns up he was an African from Ghana. He insisted on carrying our bags, and he kept pointing at the flag on my shoulder and thanking me, and I didn't understand what was happening exactly, but when he got to our room and unloaded our bags, he insisted on showing me photographs. He was so happy to see us. He just wanted to touch us.
Because you were wearing a uniform.
Because I was wearing a uniform, he was thanking me, and he showed me pictures of his children, his son and his daughter, who will be getting master's degrees, because he's working hard here in New York City to earn that education for them. And I just thought that is an honorable American way of life, to come in the front door and earn your citizenship, and then create a better tomorrow.
Yeah. America, I don't know about you, but I get great strength from the military. I trust the military more than anything else.